Hello everybody, I'm Kiran Pachal from ClassMonitor and I am a certified phonics instructor. I have trained more than 300 people so far for phonics, and I have an experience of teaching for almost 15 years now. So the term phonics is something that revolves around every parent's mind as soon as we reach to the early education for our children. So let us start with the sounds of all these letters, and the letters from A to Z, all the 26 letters from A to Z are called as alphabet, and we are going to be learning the sounds of each letter. All these 26 letters consist of vowels and consonants, and these vowels are A, E, I, O and U. They are also called as naughty letters. To make it a little more interesting for the children, we use the term naughty letters because these naughty letters make two sounds and the consonant makes only one sound. And we are going to be learning more about them. So let us start with the first letter of the alphabet, and that is letter A. So A says A, as in apple. Make sure whenever you're teaching the letter sounds to the child, the lip formation is absolutely correct, because that is the way they're going to pick it up. And that's going to make it easier for them to read their words. As discussed earlier, there are different ways that you can use to teach the sounds to your children. So when we start with the letter A, after you introduce the sound to your child, you can ask your child to give you words that start with the A sound, or the words which have A that comes in the middle of the word. So let them give you some words that they can see around them, or you could make up a very small story for them having the words in them. Okay, for example, let us make up a story with the sound A. Once you have introduced the sound of A, you can teach them the sound of A in different ways as discussed earlier. So let us make up a story with A. So once upon a time, there was an ant and an alligator. They went out for lunch. The ant ordered for an apple, whereas the alligator ordered for jam. They also met their friend cat, Adam, who was wearing a fancy hat. So there were so many words with the sound A, whether the words were starting with A or they had A in the middle. So make sure whenever you're narrating the stories to the children, you need to focus on the A sound every time you read the words, whether it starts with the A sound or it has A in the middle of the word. The other approach of teaching the letter sound to your child is through jingle. So jingle for the letter A. The sound A goes like this. The A says A, the A says A, apple, ant and alligator, the A says A. And the next way to teach the letter sound to your child is letting them trace the letter on the sand. So every time your child is tracing letter A on the sand, let your child say the sound as soon as they complete tracing it. So every time they write A, they have to say A. Okay, moving on to the next letter, that is B. So B says B, B as in bus. The letter C says K. The sound needs to come from here. So make sure when your child is saying the sound K, they can feel something here in their throat. The children might get confused with the letter C and K. We are going to be discussing about that also. So the sound for the letter C is K, as in car. Letter D. D says D, as in donkey. Letter E. E is a naughty letter. So don't forget, the naughty letter makes two sounds. But right now, we are just learning the short sound. So E says E, as in elephant. So when your child is saying the word elephant, let them focus on the first sound, E, elephant. Letter F. The sound made by the letter F is F. So when they're trying to say the sound of the letter F, ask them to put their hands in front of their mouths, and it's supposed to be. So when they feel the air, ask them whether they can feel the air or not. That is the sound made by F, as in fish. G. G says G, G, as in goat, goat. Letter H. H says H, as in horse. Letter I. I again is a naughty letter and it makes two sounds. The sound made by the letter I is I. I as in igloo. Then comes letter J. J says J as in joker. Letter K. K says K. So there the difference is between C and K. When it was C, the sound was coming from here, K. And the letter K says K. It comes from your mouth and not from your throat. K. K as in kangaroo. L. L says L as in lion. M. M says as in monkey. Please try and stress on the first sound of the word. N says as in nose. Now comes O. Again we have the naughty letter. Again it has two sounds, but we are going to be talking about the short vowel sound. O says aw. Look at the lip formation. Aw. Aw as in orange. P. P says P as in parrot. Now comes the letter Q. There is a very interesting story for the letter Q. This letter Q has a friend. He always comes out with his friend. Never does he come alone. So you will see most of the times the letter Q comes out with the friend U. So the sound made by the letter Q is Qu. Qu as in quick. Letter R. R is a very funny letter. The sound made by the letter R is R as in rabbit. S. S says S as in snake. T says T as in tiger. Now comes U. Again a naughty letter. U says U says as in umbrella. Letter V. V says V. V as in van. So make sure when you're saying the sound of the letter V, you are supposed to bite your lower lip with your upper teeth like this. V. V. That is the right sound of the letter V. W says W as in watch. So there's a difference between both the sounds of the letter V and W. So make sure you tell the child how to differentiate between the two. V says V and W says W. You have to get your lips forward when you are pronouncing the sound of W. The letter X makes two sounds. When the word starts with the letter X, it says the name of itself, like in X-ray. And when the word ends with the letter X, the sound made by it is X, as in fox. Y says Y, as in yak. Z says Z, like the buzzing sound of the bee, Z, as in zebra. Let us quickly revise the sounds that we just learned so far. A, B, K, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. As I told you, the naughty letters, that means the 5 vowels, have 2 sounds. We have discussed the short vowel sound so far, that is A, I, O and A. So you can do a little activity with your children by getting them to write all the vowels on the tips of their fingers and let them revise those sounds. A, I, O and A. So here we come to the end of our first module, but there are many more things to learn. There are many more things to know about phonetics. So please stay tuned with ClassMonitor.